dear children. So today we are going to learn our next chapter from Moments, that is The Adventures of Toto. Okay, what do you mean by adventure? Adventure means a risky work, a risky job, isn't it? So the story The Adventures of Toto is written by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, as you can see here, was born on 19 May 1934. He is an Indian author of British descent. I have already explained you about him. He lives with his adopted family in Landore, Missouri, India. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He was also awarded the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dehradun, his novel in English. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and the Padma Bhushan in 2014. So this was all about Ruskin Bond. Let's move on to our next slide. So as you can see the title, The Adventures of Toto. Toto is a little monkey, okay, who is very mischievous, very naughty. And grandfather of Ruskin Bond had a Purcell Jew at his home. He loved animals. So my question to all of you is, do you all love pets? So let's start the story. Have you ever had a baby monkey as a pet? Toto is a baby monkey. Let's find out whether he is mischievous or docile. Okay, so mischievous means naughty and docile means dutiful, submissive, innocent. So let's begin with the story, my dear children. Grandfather bought. So bought is the V2 form and V3 form of buy. Fine. So you have this word buy, and the V2 form of this buy is V1 form, my dear children. V2 form of buy is bought and V3 form is bought. So grandfather bought Toto. As I told you, Toto is a monkey from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. So grandfather spent 5 rupees for this monkey Toto. The Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough. Trough is a kind of, a dish, fine, where animals are fed. You might have seen also. And the monkey looked so out of place. So out of place means alien, exotic, very unique. Okay, so it looked out of place, very unique, and that attracted Ruskin Bond's grandfather's attention. Okay, so the monkey looked so out of place there that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow. Who is this little fellow, my dear children? He is Toto. Toto the monkey, and he is very mischievous, to his private zoo. So Ruskin Bond grandfather owned a private zoo, okay, at his home. Toto was pretty monkey. Now we will read about the characteristic description of Toto in this paragraph. Toto was a pretty monkey. His bright eyes sparkled, okay, it shined with mischief beneath the deep set. Deep set means fixed, okay, as our eyes are fixed in our sockets. So likewise eyebrows, okay, eyebrows. Toto was a pretty monkey. His bright eyes sparkled with mischief beneath that fixed eyebrows, and his teeth, which were pearly white. Now teeth of Toto is compared to pearls. pearls are white in color. So which literary device? Indirect comparison metaphor. Were very often displayed in a smile that frightened the life of elderly Anglo-Indian ladies. Okay, so the story is written in British, when British ruled us. Okay, so Anglo-Indian ladies means those ladies, okay, who were British but lived in India. So they are called Anglo-Indian ladies whose family is partly British and partly Indian. That's the reason these ladies are called Anglo-Indian ladies. Fine, children? Now, next. But his hands looked dried up as though they had been pickled, preserved in the sun for many years. If you have seen monkey, can just imagine, okay, his face, his tail, isn't it, and his hands. They're black and brownish, isn't it? So it seems as if the hands were the way we, keep pickles under sun, okay, so that they can be very well dry up. They can very well dry up. So likewise, okay, his hands seem to be pickled, preserved. And why do we keep pickle? There's another reason, to preserve it. So it seems that his hands were preserved in sun for many years. Yet his fingers were quick and wicked. As I told you, he was very mischievous, he was very naughty. And his tail, while adding to his good looks, okay, also served as a third hand. So we have seen monkey. Can just imagine monkey. They have a tail, isn't it? So that tail served as his third hand. And what he used to do with that third hand? He could use it to hang from a branch, and it was capable of scooping up. Scooping up means lifting up, okay, any delicacy. Delicacy means dish, okay. Delicacy means something that is pleasing to eat because it is rare or a luxury that might be out of reach of his hands. Fine. So his tail helped him to scoop up, to lift up any delicacy that might be out of reach of his hands. Okay. So now next. Grandfather always fussed. Always fussed means grandmother. Always fussed means always protested. Why she always protested? Because she disliked animals. Okay, she disliked animals in comparison to grandfather. Grandfather always fussed when grandmother always fussed when grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. She always protested. First means protested. So it was decided that Toto's presence should be kept a secret from her until she was in particularly good mood. Okay. Then they are going to reveal who? Grandfather and Ruskin Bond. They will be revealing the fact about the reality about Toto's presence at their home. So grandfather and I put him away in a little closet, cupboard opening. Fine, children, cupboard opening into my bedroom wall. Clear? Now they have put Toto into a small or a little closet, which is also called cupboard, opening into his Ruskin Bond's bedroom wall, where he was tied securely so that nobody can see him. Or so we thought, to a peg fastened means tied into the wall. So here Toto was tied. Okay, he was kept inside a closet. A few hours later, when grandfather and I came back to release Toto, we found that the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper chosen by grandfather. Basically, we decorate our walls nowadays, especially kitchen also. You can see those ornamental papers that are used for decorating the walls, isn't it? So what he did with those papers now stood out as a naked brick and plaster. So he has just torn out those papers into shreds, into pieces. Okay, and the only thing that was visible was brick and plaster. The peg in the wall had been wrenched means was pulled and twisted. Okay, by whom? Nobody else, my dear children, but by Toto from its socket. And my school blazer, whose school blazer? Ruskin Bond's school blazer, as he was a small child that time, which had been hanging there, was in shreds. Was in shreds means was in pieces. Was in pieces. I wondered that what grandfather would say. But grandfather did not worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance, isn't it? As we all know that. Ruskin Bond's grandfather loved animals a lot. Okay? He was a passionate lover of animals, you can say. Okay? So he enjoyed Toto's performance. He is clever, said grandfather. Okay? He considered him the animal with intelligence. Given time, I'm sure he could have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope. Okay, just imagine the situation. If I or if you would have been at his place, what we would have done? First of all, we will never like to keep, or we would never keep Toto, a monkey, as animal, as a pet at our home. But if out of love or affection, if we bring these animals to our home, definitely if we see them creating disturbance and problem, we are going to throw them out. But just look, grandfather, how compassionate he is. He's clever, said grandfather, instead of getting angry or aggressive. Given time, he says, I'm sure he could have tied the torn pieces of your blazer, whose blazer? Ruskin Bond's blazer, into a rope and made his escape from the window. His presence in the house still a secret, and it wasn't still revealed to grandmother that Toto was hiding at her home, because after knowing, she would have protested this shop. Toto was now transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarters where a number of grandfathers. So when Toto was finally accepted by grandmother, he was given a comfortable home in the stable where he had for a companion the family donkey Nana. On Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. To his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause, clear or obvious cause, pulling without any reason, pulling at her halter. Halter means strap. Strap means, leather or a rope, and trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. Bundle of hay, collective noun. Now, what was the reason? He couldn't, grandfather couldn't make out a reason why Nana was continuously trying to pull at her halter and was trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. That surprised him a lot. Grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches. Haunches is the buttock area, thigh area. Okay, and she jerked back. And as soon as grandfather gave a slap on her haunches, that is at her backside, okay, that is the area, between thigh and and your buttock area. Okay, all together it is called haunches. And she jerked back, dragging Toto with her. So what was found? He found Toto. Okay, as soon as grandfather slapped on her haunches, she jerked. She just jumped up, jerked, dragging. And what was seen that she jerked, and there was Toto with her. And what Toto was doing? Toto had fastened on to her long ears with his sharp little teeth. He had bitten him mercilessly with his sharp little teeth. Toto and Nana never became friends. A great treat for Toto during cold winter evening was the large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. He would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath. First one foot, then the other. He just behaved like humans, as he had seen me doing, so he imitated Rusty. Now, once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hands or feet and rub himself all over. Just behave like humans. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. If anyone laughed at him during this performance when he tried to dry himself or take part, Toto's feelings would be hurt, just like any human being, and he would refuse to go on with his bath. One day, Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. So let's read that incident, my dear children. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got in, with his head sticking out from the open kettle. This was just fine for a while, until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. He continued hopping, jumping up and down for some time, until grandmother arrived at time and pulled him half boiled out of the kettle. So once Toto was nearly boiled him, okay, he just burned himself. If there is part of brain specially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed in Toto. He was always tearing things to pieces. Whenever one of my aunts came near him, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. One day at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing, serving himself with rice. My grandmother screamed. When she saw this, she just shouted, shrieked, and Toto threw a plate at her. One of my aunts rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face. When grandfather arrived, Toto picked up the dish of pulao and made his exit through a window. We found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree, the dish still in his arms. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, determined on finishing every grain. And then, in order to spite grandmother, to make her feel jealous and tease her, who had screamed at it again at him, he threw the dish down from the tree and chattered with delight when it broke into 100 pieces. So he was very happy, isn't it? He was very happy to see grandmother, feeling jealous, and was very happy to tease her. Okay, very delightful, you can say. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long. Even grandfather realized that we were not well-to-do, we were not that rich, and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, because every time Toto did something to annoy grandmother. This time he had thrown his favorite dish of pulao, he had thrown that dish from the branches down onto the earth, and it had broken into pieces. Fine. So obviously Toto was not the sort of pet that could be kept at home. Okay. Even grandfather realized that they were not well-to-do, they were not rich, and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, clothes, curtains, and wallpaper. So grandfather found the Tonga driver once again and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. So my dear children, here we have completed the story. At the end, we have seen that Toto, who was very mischievous, was given back to the same Tonga driver, okay, at 3 rupees only. Fine. So it's good to keep pet, but then again, the pet should also be very friendly. My dear children, Toto was not a pet that could be kept at home. So at last he was given away to the same Tonga driver at 3 rupees. Hope you have understood the chapter. I've explained you this chapter on my online classes also. Still, if you have any doubt, you can contact me and ask me. Okay? Clear your doubts, clear your queries. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care of yourselves. Stay home. Stay safe.